History, we believe, is a linear progression. Events unfold, time marches on. But what if I told you our understanding of history hinges on a device invented not so long ago, the mechanical clock? Before its invention, time was fluid, measured by the sun's arc, the moon's phases. Days were long or short, depending on the season. Imagine a world without precise timekeeping. Farmers planted by the sun's position, not the clock on the wall. Meetings happened at sunrise, not 10 a.m. sharp. The very rhythm of life was different. Then came the mechanical clock, standardizing time, fragmenting the day into precise units. This invention, while groundbreaking, fundamentally altered our perception of history. It imposed a rigid framework upon the past, shaping how we organize and understand events. We began viewing time not as a flow, but as a series of measured moments. The invention of the clock, in a way, invented history as we know it. The pyramids of Giza, colossal tombs for ancient Egyptian pharaohs, or so we thought. Recent discoveries challenge this long-held belief. Evidence suggests the pyramids might have served another, more communal purpose. Imagine bustling cities, not silent necropolis, surrounding these majestic structures. Hieroglyphics, long thought to detail. Only pharaohs' lives reveal a different story. They depict everyday Egyptians, bakers, scribes, artisans, working on and around the pyramids. Some scholars now believe the pyramids served as massive public works projects, offering employment and purpose to thousands. This new interpretation paints a more complex picture of ancient Egyptian society. The pyramids were not just monuments to death, but symbols of collective effort, of a civilization working together towards a common goal. 1666, London. The Great Fire erupts, consuming the city in a fiery inferno. We've all heard the story. A baker's oven on Pudding Lane, an unfortunate accident. But what if this widely accepted narrative is incomplete? Enter the cow. A popular theory suggests a cow kicked over a lantern in a barn near the bakery, sparking the blaze. While seemingly absurd, this cow theory gained traction in the aftermath, even appearing in official reports. Was it a convenient scapegoat, a way to deflect blame from the baker? Regardless of its veracity, the cow story highlights the malleability of history. Events are often filtered through multiple lenses, shaped by rumor, speculation, and even humor. The Great Fire reminds us to question accepted narratives, to consider alternative explanations, however outlandish they may seem. Gladiatorial combat, a brutal spectacle of blood and sand where only the strong survived. We envision hulking warriors fighting to the death for the crowd's amusement. But the reality of gladiators is far more nuanced, even surprising. While some gladiators were indeed slaves, many were free men drawn to the arena by fame and fortune. They trained rigorously, followed strict diets, and were often celebrated as heroes, much like modern-day athletes. And contrary to popular belief, most fights didn't end in death. Gladiators were skilled combatants, and their lives represented a strange mix of brutality and celebrity. Their stories challenge us to look beyond the blood-soaked stereotypes and recognize the complex individuals behind the legend. History, as always, is full of surprises. Imagine a world devoid of color. Not black and white, but a spectrum, unknown, unseen. That was the reality for our ancestors, or so we assumed. Recent research challenges this notion, suggesting that humans have always possessed the biological capacity to perceive color. The difference lies in our ability to articulate it. Ancient languages lacked specific words for colors, leading historians to believe they were unseen. However, studies show that color perception is hardwired in our brains, predating language itself. Our ancestors experienced a vibrant world, even if they couldn't categorize it in the same way. This revelation challenges our understanding of sensory perception and its evolution. The world before color wasn't a monochrome canvas, but a tapestry of hues experienced differently, perhaps more profoundly than we can imagine today. It underlines the importance of questioning assumptions, of delving deeper into the past. Section 6, The Library, That Time Forgot, the Library of Alexandria, a beacon of knowledge in the ancient world, tragically lost to fire, its destruction, a devastating blow to human intellectual history. Or was it? While the great library's fate remains shrouded in mystery, recent discoveries hint at a more complex story. Archaeological digs have uncovered remnants of libraries across Egypt, suggesting the Alexandrian Library may not have been a singular entity, but part of a larger network. Knowledge, it seems, was more dispersed, less centralized than previously thought. The destruction of the Alexandrian Library, while a significant loss, may not have been the catastrophic blow to human knowledge we once imagined. The quest for information continues, fueled by new discoveries and a deeper understanding of the past. The pursuit of knowledge is, after all, a flame that burns bright, even in the face of adversity. Section 7. The Day the Music Died, but Not Really. February 3rd, 1959, the day the music died. A plane crash claimed the lives of Buddy Holly, Richie Valens, and J.P. the Big Bopper Richardson, silencing some of rock and roll's brightest stars. But did the music truly die that day? The tragedy sent shockwaves through the music world, but it also sparked a musical renaissance. New artists emerged, inspired by the fallen icons, carrying the torch of rock and roll forward. The Beatles, the Rolling Stones, their rise can be traced back to that fateful day. The music didn't die on February 3rd, 1959. It evolved, transformed. Tragedy, often a catalyst for change, propelled rock and roll in new directions, shaping the musical landscape for generations to come. The legacy of that day lives on, not in silence, but in the enduring power of music. Section 8, History's Greatest Mysteries, Unraveling the Enigma. History is a tapestry woven with threads of fact and mystery, lost civilizations, unexplained phenomena, and enigmatic figures continue to captivate our imaginations. The disappearance of the Mayan civilization, the purpose of Stonehenge, the identity of Jack the Ripper, these unsolved puzzles remind us that the past is not a closed book. These mysteries challenge us to think critically, to weigh evidence, and to embrace the unknown. They remind us that history is not a static narrative, but an ongoing investigation. The thrill of exploration lies not just in finding answers, but in asking the right questions. As we delve deeper into the annals of time, we must remain open to the possibility that some questions may never have definitive answers, and perhaps that's part of the allure. The mysteries of history remind us that the past is not a distant, irrelevant land, but a living, breathing entity full of wonder and intrigue. Section 9, Our Ever-Changing Perspective, Embracing the Unexpected. History is not a static monument, but a living, breathing entity, constantly evolving as new discoveries come to light. The stories we tell about the past are shaped by our present understanding, our perspectives constantly shifting with each passing generation. The seemingly insignificant detail, the forgotten footnote, the alternative interpretation, these can all have a profound impact on our understanding of history. By challenging accepted narratives, by embracing the unexpected, we gain a richer, more nuanced view of the past. History is not just about memorizing dates and names. It's about understanding the forces that have shaped our world. It's about questioning, exploring, and discovering the hidden connections that bind us to those who came before. By embracing the unexpected, by challenging our assumptions, we keep history alive, relevant, and endlessly fascinating.